It lies between the pit of man's fear and the summit of his knowledge. It is a dimension as vast as space. It is the middle ground between science and superstition. The time is now. The person is you. The place, the Tempest Universe.
This is the Tempest Universe.
Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Manny, your host for today. Happy Hump Day. For those of you who are listening on Wednesday, Hump Day here is actually almost over, less than 2.5 hours. But better late than never, so be happy about it. Today's episode is about a lot of things, but the big news is the contest for Professor Avi Loeb's book, Extraterrestrial, the first sign of intelligent life beyond Earth. The link is in the description where you can actually put in and get, like, it's almost like a raffle, right? It's you get tickets. You put in, you get tickets. The first ticket you get is just for getting in there and putting in your email address. Because for fuck's sake, how am I going to know to get you the book to let you know that you won besides having your email? How am I going to contact you? That's number one. The other thing is that besides that, you can actually go in and earn daily points for doing certain things that we will call social interactions. So those of you who are socially savvy, you have an opportunity to get a shitload of points, basically, before the end of the month. The contest itself ends February the 28th at midnight. It starts actually in about an hour and a half. So it hasn't started yet. You can go to the link. I don't even know if it'll work yet because I believe it starts at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. Once that opens, get in there, check it out, and, get happy about it. The system will, of course, draw 2 random names. So let's say you can only get in there maybe once or twice a week. The way it works is the more times you get in there and take care of that social activity, then guess what? The more opportunity you have to win. But it doesn't mean necessarily that someone who only got maybe 20 points throughout the month it doesn't have a chance to win. You can still win compared to someone that has like 50 points for the month. Either way, the drawing will be the 29th because it ends the 28th. And I'll announce it because the 29th of February is, not the 29th. It's actually March 1st. March 1st is a Tempest Universe podcast. It's on Monday, so that's when I'll announce it, the winners. Then we have the third book, which by then, hopefully, I'll be done with the book. And then we're going to pack that one up with a bunch of crap and have a small, quick 2-week contest on that one to send that one out. But for March, we will have the tinfoil hat contest number 3. 2 of them happened during UFO Buster Radio days. This one will be the first for the Tempest Universe. And it'll also be on the same platform, which is pretty cool. Because this time around, you'll be able to upload your tinfoil hat, whatever it is you've created. And anyone that goes and checks it out can vote for whoever they think they should win. And the system itself will tally up all the votes, and that's how the winner's going to be. So I'm looking forward to the tinfoil hat contest in March. It's going to be a lot of fun. And what can I say? We've got to give some stuff away around here. I got to figure out, the reason it's in March is I got to give myself some time to come up with a prize for that. But it's going to be cool, I'm sure. It's going to be great. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be fantastic. And that's it for today, folks. Talk to you later. Just kidding. We're going to have some technical issues today, I'm sure, because everything is running super slow in the system here. It's just nuts. It totally is. The other thing is that I am working on the TempestUniverse.com. So we do have a website for this podcast, and it'll have a little bit of the Dark Horde in it as well. Might as well put it all in one place. But it is running like there's snails that are at the server trying to connect every bit and byte to where it belongs. So it's really slow right now. But it's a work in progress. It probably won't be completely done until the end of the month as I work through stuff and kind of figure out what to put in there. If you have any ideas of what you want to see on there besides podcast episodes, let me know. I'll see if I can work it in. Do a little bit of magic and see what happens. As you guys can already hear, Bugs is in the background snoring. Yeah, I'm telling you, the moment that I hit the broadcast button, he started snoring. The best thing is, I changed his food recently. Actually on, I think it was Saturday. Wow, what a difference. His farts are not nowhere near, probably about 10 times better than what they used to be. Now it's like maybe 1 or 2 farts a day, to create the smog effect where you can't breathe. Where before, you could smell them all the way in the garage with all the doors closed. So that's how bad it was. But I think we found a solution to his gassy problem. So God bless America and the doggy food company, because they're killing it right now. We're about to get started. We got some requests for certain songs. We'll play those today. And hopefully it won't hurt your ears as much as it did for some people on Monday. But let's go ahead and get started. But by the way, there is a delay in the music. I can tell you that much. So like I said, I don't know what kind of system issues is going on. I don't know what kind of Wuhan virus is getting into the computer system. I don't know. But let's just go. Let's just go.
Keep thinking that I could have done something, but now I'm left with an empty heart. No making amends, no waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You couldn't keep the door shut, and now the frostbite's creeping in. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. Wizard of Oz can undo what I've done. Completely out of luck this time. I'm stuck in reverse. I gotta get away now, but I can't seem to take the lead. Oh baby, how could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. Still, I find myself hoping that you'll find your way back to me. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold.
Let me just say what's up to the guys that are live right now on Spreaker.com. And actually, one of the social actions is to join Spreaker. You get like 3 points, 3 entries into the contest if you join Spreaker. And there's a twofold situation there for you, because you get those 3 opportunities to get one of these books, but you also get to join the Asgardians and listen to the podcast live. And you chat with them too, because they're like going to town right now. What's up to Pucky, Greenman, Dave from Down Under, Gamevit, The Norm, and wait a second. Wait, who is this? Somebody's putting some kind of an ad in here. What the hell's going on? So what is this? Get the hell out of there. And Anti-Asgardian has joined. Let me just do this for you. You just got blocked. Somebody's selling some kind of some kind of earned 10K from home. And I'm sure it has to do with a video camera and a pole, to be honest. So you're out of here. Get the hell out of here. Anyway, Dave and those guys. So you get to actually chat with them, and once in a while a scammer too, if you feel like it, if you're lucky like that. But Pucky said, as far as an idea for the TempestUniverse.com is maybe put in some pics or a little bio, I would think, of the Asgardians. The ones that you could join if you join Spreaker. Otherwise, you get to just see them on there, see what they're like. Pucky, we know, likes to travel to South Africa. Great pictures from him. You gotta check those out. And actually, all the Asgardians have some interesting stories behind them, so that'd be a great way to join them. Besides getting on Discord and actually interacting with them every day. So, something to keep in mind, I guess. There's that lag I was talking about. It turns out that if you didn't get to catch it the day before, was it the day before yesterday? Maybe it was yesterday. It's all a blur. Like, I've been under the weather, and the vodka doesn't help in keeping my mind straight. But on Tuesday, which was yesterday, I don't know if I'm coming or going. SN9 went through a rapid disassembly just like SN8. I'm starting to think that that's what they're there for, to show us how to take these rockets apart. No, that's not what they're there for. We know what it is. These are test vehicles. Apparently, in Austin, Texas, they don't get that. They don't get the idea that in order to ensure that human passengers on Starship can actually make it to space and back safely, and not just human passengers, right? Because this thing's going to be also taking cargo worth billions of dollars, then you got to blow up a few of those things. Have they not ever celebrated July the 4th? Because most of the rockets that you light up, those fuckers, they just blow up. They don't come back down other than in pieces. Kind of like SN8 and SN9. The explosion was magnificent. I was so happy. Not so much that it blew up, but all the things that it did. This time around, we had so many camera angles. The way that thing did the belly flop, and still able to manage to keep that freaking humongous rocket on target to hit the landing area. And, unfortunately, it looks like it was supposed to have 2 rockets to turn on right before hitting rock bottom, but only one of them did, so there wasn't enough thrust to keep it from blowing up. And blow up it did. And it was magnificent. So please, get over it. The FAA is now butting in. Like, what the fuck did people think when they signed up to do this down in Boca Chica? That every single rocket was just going to go up and come down and they'd be done? You know how early Elon Musk would be right now if that's the way it worked? I mean, this is not the way rockets were taking off and landing in the past. So there's going to be some foul-ups. There's going to be some testing and retesting, getting more data, trying to figure out how to keep those damn engines going. And let's be honest, because when they first started this testing in Boca Chica, one of the things that Elon Musk said was, listen, one of the things that we're worried about is relighting the engines after the flop, because they have to shut them off. once it reaches the top of its travel, or what they call apogee, and it starts coming back down, they have to relight those things. And so far, it hasn't been going very well. So what can you do? Shit happens. But the FAA is saying, hey, we didn't like what happened in December, so they screwed around last week with SpaceX, and it kept on delaying their this takeoff, this test, the hop as they call it. And then so they finally gave them the green light, and now they're pissed off that SN9 blew up. I don't get it. So what? According to the FAA, their top priority is regulating commercial space transportation and ensuring that operations are safe. There was nobody fucking on it. What are you talking about? Where's the safety at? The place was evacuated. There was a few birds, but who couldn't use like an afternoon dinner? They're a little fried. Great. Just take the feathers off and take a break. Anyway, they continue to say that even if there's an anomaly, that they are going to insert themselves if they see fit. And so apparently they see it fit to get into the business of SN9 blowing up, and they're going to oversee the investigation and the landing mishap. It's not a mishap. I mean, the shit didn't land. These are mules. These are test vehicles. Shit's about to go wrong. You can almost expect that every time. Probably not till we get to SN55 can we really say it's not going to do that. And even then, let's look at the space shuttle program. I mean, there was a long period where shit was not going wrong. And then there was a few years where it's like, for fuck's sake, can we get a break? So they're going to get into it. They're going to find out, along with the Boca Chica folks from SpaceX, what the hell happened. And try to identify the cause of the problem and maybe opportunities to enhance safety of the program. The thing is, I didn't hear anybody get hurt. So what are you talking about? The safety of who? You want to ensure the safety of the rocket? Make sure it survives to fly again? I don't get it. It just makes no sense to me that they're doing this. Either way, if you actually saw the video, you saw the SN10 was sitting there on its own perch, ready to take off, except for the fact that it didn't have any engines on it, which is a good thing, because things could really have gone south, and SN9 could have landed on top of SN10. That really would have been a crazy sight, but I would have loved every minute of it. So we'll see what happens now. How long would the FAA delay the next hop for SN10? We'll have to see. I hope it's not too long. I hope they get over themselves. I hope you guys in the FAA stay in Austin and just, pull yourself up by your big girl panties and just button up. As long as no one gets hurt, we should be able to allow SpaceX to do what it needs to do to ensure the safety of the actual flights that take people, scientists, equipment, and those things as part of their commercial program. But at the moment, these guys are just fucking around. They're just starting shit as far as I'm concerned. Probably everybody who still lives in Boca Chica, they probably don't think that that's the case, but I'm sure that the folks that did not want to sell their houses are the ones who are complaining the most. So, it is what it is. This next song was requested by someone who drives a semi. True story.
Like you think, strange vibration.
Really, the FAA should regulate people who get on planes with the shits. Because they screw up. I'm telling you, have you ever been on an airplane and someone goes to the restroom with the shits? It's horrible. It is horrible. Like, that messes up your flight entirely. And then the second one, they should regulate people who take off their damn shoes with the smelly ass feet. I mean, really? I mean, that's life-threatening. That should be considered a terrorist act. I'm just saying. Let me just put that out there. Life on Mars, alien life, could be just below the surface, according to scientists. It's funny that now that Perseverance is almost at Mars. You know, Perseverance is about maybe 2 weeks to go before this rover lands on Mars and does this thing. You know, it's got to get up and running, and it's got to get rid of the little chopper that's hanging out on its belly. But once it gets there, we need to answer this question. The question that always comes up about Mars. Is there something in the way of microbial life hanging out below the surface? Apparently there's some researchers that are saying it is very possible the conditions on Mars are similar to Antarctica. The logo, the image for this episode is this what we're talking about basically, right? So that picture was taken on April 1st of 2012 by the European Space Agency's Mars Express. If you look at it, it's a crater. The name of the crater is, Vastitas Borealis. It's not colorful, but anyway, basically in this crater in the northern part of Mars, it has a patch of bright material which they've come to identify as residual water ice. So why not? Why not? Why shouldn't there? Why can't we figure out if there are little things, little microbial things swimming around on Mars? Happy-go-lucky. These things tend to appear or disappear in a cyclical nature. We've seen that. It's not just in the craters, but it's over some of the northern parts of the planet. We see what appears to be ice or briny fluid, briny water. What they're saying is we could possibly, like in Antarctica, find things like shrimp. Little strange, ugly little shrimps, Martian shrimps. They might be green. Or maybe, like in Antarctica, you might find swimming sea cucumbers. Elon might like that when he gets there. Dr. Janice Bishop of the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute in California said she is excited about the prospect of a micro-scale liquid water on Mars in near-surface environments where ice and salts are present. We've been saying this. I mean, a lot of people have been, I guess guessing, right? All we could do is fucking guess because it is so damn far away. But people have been saying this for the longest. This is the trip we're taking. Microbial life first on a different planet. Then we could talk about aliens that walk and talk. Forget about people getting probed. Forget about abductions. Forget about all of that. None of that matters until we find microbial life. And I think that it was Stephen Greer who said that this was, one of the conspiracies. That we were going to take this slow path to disclosure, but we must first have alien life found as amoebas. And I think it happened one of those times that he was in his film and he started to cry, he's like bawling, he's getting like all red and shit. And then just out of the blue, he licks his eyeball just to make sure he has moisture in it. He's the reptilian man. But that's what it is. That's where we're headed to. We are looking at the possibility that Perseverance might find evidence of microbial life. Now, is it completely improbable for there to be maybe something a little bigger? You know, I don't know, maybe a snail or two, shell, who knows? Clams, I don't know. What the fuck could it find? Who knows? Or some worms? We'll find out. I don't know that it is equipped to handle that kind of stuff, but the damn thing has enough fucking cameras. So if something a little bigger shows up, it should be able to take a picture of it. But we'll see. That is basically what people are holding on to right now, that believe that there is life somewhere else in any other part of the universe, but are hoping that a discovery of microbial life, called little tiny shrimp, or whatever it is, that will open the door to the bigger, the greater conversation, the one that really needs to be had by everyone that gets probed on the planet, and that is that aliens exist. That's what we're waiting for. We'll see what happens. Nobody really knows what it's going to be. And we're pretty sad to find out that there isn't anything there, or that Perseverance can't handle it. Fuck, it actually has to land anyway, so who knows? It might not even land. It could just blow up, and then we're back at square one. Like, what would NASA do if that rover doesn't make it? What if it never turns on? It could actually happen, folks. And then we'll be back at square one, probably waiting on China to make the discovery first, to be honest. There's more to that story in the description, actually for the first two. Take a look, but don't do these stories until you click the contest. That's what's important. Because we need to read and understand where Professor Avi Loeb is coming from. True story.
All I ever wanted was you, but you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted. Somebody help me, 'cause I'm feeling trapped and I don't know what to do. There's no one to save me from this hurt I feel deep within my bones. Did you ever think of me and see the things I did? Sold my soul and everything, I was to the lowest bid. Crawled into your poison dog yet every single time. You got into my mind, you got into my mind. But all I ever wanted was you. But you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted. So how can I fix this? 'Cause I need to stop the aching in my head. My heart is breaking. Yeah, I'm tired of being stuck in the past. Did you ever think of me and see the things I did? Sold my soul and everything, I was to the lowest bid. Crawled into your poison dog yet every single time. You got into my mind, you got into my mind. But all I ever wanted was you. But you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you
July of this year was really huge for, space, for sending up equipment to Mars, stuff like that. We had 3 different countries that right now, in the month of September, are about to possibly dump a whole lot of shit on the planet. Hopefully, none of them have an accident or a rapid disassembly. Hopefully the Starship situation isn't catchy. But Perseverance is not the only bucket of boats headed towards Mars. Also, we have, if you recall, that we talked about this back in, it's probably like about maybe June-ish, that the UAE has its own little orbiter going out there, just hanging out, checking out the atmosphere of Mars, called Hope, or Al Amal. Besides them, we talk about the fact that China has this space race to everywhere against the U.S., so they're competing, and probably the Europe as well. They're pretty much going up against anyone and everyone, to try to get there first. So they have the Tianwen-1, which is a fascinating. It's funny, they like build transformers for space, because a lot of their crafts do like 2, 3, 4 different fucking things. Really, like the one that was on the moon that had 4 or 5 stages. That was incredible. The one that's going to Mars has about 2 or 3 stages of shit that's got to do. Not only is it an orbiter, but eventually, like around May, it'll shoot down a lander. And then a rover combination. Look at that. Look at that thing. I mean, I don't know. Is it thinking ahead? I don't know. Is this a way to ensure that they get good communication back to Earth? Possibly. But how fancy is that? All of that will begin starting on February 9th. About, 6 days from now. Yeah, February 9th. I believe the UAE's Hope is supposed to insert itself into Mars orbit. February 10th, China's Transformer, Tianwen-1. It really does sound like a Transformer name, doesn't it? It also will insert itself into the Mars orbit, completing transformation in May. And then, about 8 days after that, is when Perseverance gets there. And apparently, they have a nickname for Perseverance, and it's Percy. Percy will come in barreling through, ready to hit the surface. There was a press conference back on January 27th where Alan Chen, the engineering lead for Perseverance, or Percy's entry, he said this: success is never assured. As long as he knows. As long as he knows that shit could go wrong, we're all good. The rest of the quote says that it's especially true when trying to land the biggest, heaviest, and most complicated rover we've ever built into the most dangerous site we've ever attempted to land. It's funny that none of these landing areas are next to this briny water or this water ice. But what's the deal with that? Yeah, I mean, is that not possible? I don't know. Maybe that's a real thing. Why don't they go to the north? Why don't we send shit up to the polar ice caps? I mean, we've been seeing them for a few decades now. Why can't we land the rover up there? Give it jets, give it some skis or something like that. But apparently not. We want to play it safe. Nobody's got time for safe. We want answers now, damn it. Anyway, so that's a big thing. Now, the reason why that all of these deals, all these missions was because they left in July during a time when Mars was the closest to Earth. So, they took some planning. They made sure that they spent the least amount of fuel to get to the red planet and drop some shit on it. I really am, I'll be honest, I am optimistic that all three of them are going to do what they're going to do and get us closer to where we need to be. Now, do I think some of these missions are a waste of time? Fuck. We've had shit around Mars that has not only, analyzed the atmosphere, has broken it down, has given us the impression that there might be methane gas coming from, organisms. Why can't the UAE get that data from everybody else? I don't understand. I mean, if you just want to go to Mars, just say that you want to go to Mars. It's just that easy. But congratulations to you guys in the UAE for getting that rocket up and hopefully inserting into the orbit of Mars, and hopefully everything goes well there. China, for fuck's sake, just because of their ingenuity, not because they gave us COVID-19, because who knows what the hell is on that Taiwan 1. It's probably going to drop spores of a coronavirus all over the planet, but who knows. But, again, these are all strides, movements towards eventually getting us the truth, not only on the red planet, but everywhere else. Because, if they can make it there, they'll make it anywhere. No pun intended. There's a little more on this particular story, especially regarding what these three missions hope to accomplish. And we've gone over those before in previous episodes, so I'm not going to do it again. But all fascinating things. And, I'm pretty sure I will be glued to news about Percy there, and especially that little chopper that it's supposed to release into the Martian atmosphere, just to see if it works. Just to see if it works.
Can't have enough, you're killing me, you're killing me, you're killing me.
I think this is the first week that I actually saw 0 stories about Scott C. Waring, Pareidolia Pete, aka, and him speaking on any UFO activity. It is really weird. Not a single one. He's got to be like on vacation somewhere, like in Hawaii or something. But there isn't a lack of UFO stories. It's just they're just weird. They're just completely weird. UFO sighting spikes frenzy as eyewitnesses report 3 large objects in the sky over USA. Primarily, it was Colorado. Again, we had this last year. You know, all the probes going through Colorado, the drones, as you will, you know, doing zigzag patterns over the freaking ground, like they're searching for something. And you know, the cops spotting this, and then later on, kind of retracting, and then not retracting, and then it covered like 3 states. What the hell is going on? What's going on in Colorado? Of course, we got folks that are kind of savvy-ish to kind of bust a few hoaxes. And I hate that the article calls UFO hoax buster because, I don't know. They're not really hoaxes, right? These are actual UFOs. Unidentified flying. What the hell is that? The pictures are amazing, right? You see these 3 things flying in formation. They look fairly large. They don't look very small. And there's a lot of videos and pictures of these things. As a matter of fact, on Reddit, there were pictures of similar objects traveling in 3 over other states. They all came up within the last few days. But these guys are out there, they're analyzing this thing. The first of the more popular sightings happened over Denver, Colorado. And somebody said it was 100% proof of aliens. That's always a bad way to go. The footage itself was shot on Sunday, January 31st. And of course, it took the online ufology community by storm. And just because of how clearly defined the contrails were from these 3 objects, which were flying in formation. And, you know, that kind of bugs me, right? Why would aliens, who for the most part try to stay, you know, lurking in the back, hiding, not wanting to be seen, just probing people at night in their sleep, why would they fly in formation in the middle of the day? It just makes no sense to me. I mean, that alone should give you a clue. The other thing is, there is south of Denver, there's Colorado Springs. You have NORAD there. You also have the Air Force Academy. There's a lot of flying going on around there. And I would think that NORAD would be able to pick up on alien objects just a few hundred miles away to the north. Like I said, it's just, it doesn't make sense. Like, no one really kind of put 2 and 2 together here. It's crazy. Nick Morgan, who was an eyewitness, says, he posted on Twitter, actually, anybody see these contrails over Denver yesterday? We were struggling to figure out what they were. Air Force One with an escort, incoming missiles, meteorites. Yeah, missiles and meteorites probably wouldn't have done some of the stuff that these things did. Scott Brando from UFO Interest, he chimed in. He says, there's got to be a terrestrial explanation for this. And that's what he told the Express UK. He said those objects are just contrails from 3 military aircrafts. 2 of them identified by Mick West of Metabunk as C-17A Globemasters. Is it possible? Now, I've seen pictures of those C-17As. Those freaking planes are humongous. They're huge. It's possible. Now, these guys, really, they go the extra mile. I can tell you this right now. When a few years ago, we had the whole Chilean incident where their military apparently spotted a UFO, and then it turns out that they didn't really know how to use the FLIR equipment that they got from the U.S. on their aircraft. And it turns out that what they identified was another airplane. Sad state of affairs in Chile. Hopefully they've taken care of this. It only takes a few good probings to get this right. Scott Brando and Mick West of Metabunk, they actually used a online tool called Radar Box in order to kind of figure out if maybe the military reported a path of certain planes in the area. According to them, they found two in the same area around Denver. And they said this, presumably there was a third plane with no ADS-B accompanying them, not entirely uncommon with military planes. The small kink in the path is magnified by perspective and compression. They were talking about basically the path for what people saw in the contrails. This is the same thing they did in Chile with the Chilean military. They looked up the path of airplanes, commercial airplanes during that time, and they were able to triangulate from what the military reported that their aircraft was in as far as the location of the commercial airplanes, and they figured out that the military was recording commercial airplanes instead. It seems like this is the same case here. Again, it doesn't make sense to me. And well, here's the other thing. If you're an alien from another planet who uses gravitational waves to travel around, why would you leave contrails? It just makes no sense. It really does. I mean, there's some stories where, you get the ooh and the ahs because it's brilliant. Like, you would really have to be a really good hoaxer to get away with that. But then there's some stories, it is what it is. Kind of like all the people that stopped on highways in New Jersey because they thought the blimp was a UFO. Some of those stories make you cry on the inside. They're really sad. Really, really sad. There's a little bit more to this story. Check out the link in the description from the Express UK. I really want to get a hold of this Radar Box online tool. I want to see what that looks like. I think it's fantastic. And really, we should all use that when we see these things. Because I'm sure that if you're flying any kind of aircraft that's not on a secret mission, you kind of have to report your path. Because who knows what the hell is going to happen, especially Denver. I mean, come on. That airport is humongous. You've got to report that you're going to be in the air. Can you imagine what would happen if you didn't? This is the end of the episode for TTU, the Tempest Universe. Like I said, take an opportunity to join the contest. I've got 2 books waiting for you. Get in there, participate. You can enter daily. And no matter where you are, I will get this book to you one way or another. Guaranteed. Now, if you're hanging down, living in a hut, with only a leaf covering your genitals, it might be a little difficult. Just slightly. But otherwise, you got to be in it to win it. So get on there and socially interact with the Tempest universe in mind. Ciao.